Let's do it. Hello everyone, this is Just a Dad. Today we're going to do the first look on this brand new Roborock Q Revo S Pro. Now they already made a Q Revo S about a year ago. This is the Pro version. And they did upgrade some things. We've got hot water mop washing, hot air drying. But this is an extremely budget robot. So right now its full price is $700. That's way too expensive. This is an entry-level robot vacuum cleaner. It's got LiDAR navigation. It's got the Roborock app. So it's got a lot of things going for it. But again, extremely budget friendly. So right now it's at $600. That's even a little bit too much. I do purchase these robot vacuum cleaners with my own money. I am not paid or sponsored on any of my videos. I have purchased over 200 robot vacuum cleaners. And if you want to see the robots that already have my Just a Dad approved sticker, check out my website, justadadapproved.com. This is home of the honest review. I want to get you the best robot for the best price. So when they first release these, they're very expensive. Hopefully the price is going to come down. I anticipate this probably going on sale for Amazon Prime Days coming up. We've got the standard clean water tank and dirty water tank, a standard Q Revo base station. Here's the dust bag. That's the standard bag. You're going to replace that every couple months. This is a standard docking station tray that's going to come out. It does use hot water to wash the mop pads and sucks the water up into the dirty water tank and blows hot air onto it. But this is kind of not a more advanced cleaning station, but it does okay. Fills the robot up with water. That's a plus. This is reactive optical avoidance. It's not going to be the best. You know, the more advanced sensors cost more, but it should avoid things like shoes and things. If it's tall enough for the LiDAR to hit it, it's going to avoid it. I like they got the physical buttons. We've got the standard bumper. Here looks like a pretty standard dustbin. I think this is pretty identical to the Q Revo S. It's going to fill it up. You got to replace that filter, clean that filter once in a while. Fills the robot up with water. Let's flip it over. We got the anti-tangle side brush. It doesn't go into the corner, but it does have a carpet sensor. That way it can lift the mop pads 10 millimeters. Now it's not going to leave them at the base station or anything, but the no side reach with anything. So the mop pads are not going to go up against the wall. Again, those are what you find on more advanced robots, but at least it does have a water pump. It is going to spray water on top of the mop pads and keep them wet. These are pretty standard mop pads here. And then there is a slider scale in the app. You can really control the amount of water that it puts on the mop pads. This is a standard brush roller. You are going to get hair wrap on it, but it's designed to go down here to the ends, and then you take this off. I have a video on how to clean it. I have a video on how to clean the Q Revo S, so it's going to be identical to that. That's a pretty standard budget brush roller. And again, I'm not going to show you how to connect this to the app. Just search for Q Revo S or the QV35A, which that's going to be the main competitor for this. So at least what we're seeing in the budget robot now, we're seeing hot water mop washing and hot air drying. They did increase the suction power up to 18,500 pascals of suction, which is a good job. But other than that, everything else is a pretty standard entry-level feature for this robot. Okay, let's go over the Just a Dad specs. You can find this on my website, justadadapproved.com. These are the specs that I think matter for a robot. Price, $700. It is on sale for $600. This thing needs to go below $500. 18,500 pascals of suction, 10 millimeter lift. Mop rollers are basic, single standard, no video camera. It does have an onboard water tank, no chassis lift, no threshold for say. It's 3 3/4. This should always be considered a budget with not many features. It does have a setting vacuum carpet first, which is good since it can't remove the mop pads. 167 degree water, 113 degree air. That's about the minimum. The more advanced robots do hotter, which is quicker and does a better job of cleaning. Tray removal. Matter support is coming through an update, it says. Now, its biggest competitor, which the QV35A, they've sold a ton of these. And this was their budget entry. So basically, it's the exact same as a QV35A, except for the pascals of suction have increased dramatically, and hot air and hot water. So that was a big downfall of this. It used room temperature water and room temperature air. And so this thing better go on a very big sale, because now this one does look far superior in the budget area of Roborock. So again, I'm not going to show you the exact setup. I'll see if there's any settings that are different that I'll show you, but we'll do a really quick clean in the Just a Dad, world famous Just a Dad corner cleaning testing area over there, just to give you an idea of how well it's going to clean. I anticipate this being a decent robot. It's not going to be a flagship, but it's got to come down in price right now for the features. And after I use it for 3 months, I'll give it the Just a Dad approved sticker probably, but that's going to be with a caveat of budget, low price. Do not pay full price for this, but I anticipate it being a decent robot. The Roborock app, LiDAR, it's got really, really good stuff going for it. The ecosystem and the infrastructure of Roborock is very good. Okay, let's see how well the Q Revo S Pro cleans up this mess. Again, no mop pad that goes up against the wall or side brush, but we'll see how it does. It's doing pretty good with long hair. It is relatively quiet. I've got the vacuum turned up pretty high too, so it is relatively quiet. And the robot is vacuuming and mopping at the same time. It's got an onboard water tank. It's spraying water on top of the mop pads to keep them wet. It does the perimeter of the room. Now it's going to go back and forth in the nice straight lines. And we can tell what direction your floor goes, so it cleans in that direction. It's doing a really good job. A little bit of smearing there, but it's going to do 2 passes. I told it to do 2 passes in the app. And here we're getting the crisscross pattern. Now, Roborocks, when they do their second pass, they don't do the perimeter of the room. That is one thing I wish they did, but at least it's doing the middle of the room now. I think they've upgraded the sound, or they've made it quieter. I was not expecting this budget level of a robot to be this quiet. And I've got it on the second highest setting. Now, it didn't get the corners clean. It actually didn't too bad of a job, though. I've got the white glove ready. There's something to be said about these budget entry-level Roborocks. You get all the infrastructure, like the app. It's an excellent app. Parts availability, parts should be relatively cheap because it's still got the old parts. Wow, actually that's an amazing job, actually. There's something about those older mop pads from Roborock. I gotta do some more testing. I know Roborock's upgraded those, but that has the old standard mop pads. I think those work better. Again, not perfect in the corner, but here's going to be its main competitor, the QV35A. That was last year's budget Roborock. It's identical. These two are identical, except the QV35A does cold water and room temperature air. So they upgraded the temperature on both cleaning and drying. But they kept the same roller, the same side brush, the same mop pads are all the same. Sounds like a pretty good strong auto empty. That's good. And you get the infrastructure of the Roborock. This is the Roborock app. Look at that. It does a great job. There's where it, this is a finely tuned app. I don't notice anything out of the ordinary. Carpet settings. I like this new style that they're doing. It's easier. It's not as confusing. Floor cleaning. You just get basic things. Cleaning pattern. Dock settings. These are very basic. actually get a few things. Room temperature or high temperature balanced. You don't get it. Oh yeah, there it is. Auto empty. Turn this to high. It was on balanced. We want that, and then empty on max. I think it was on balance too. So those are the only two settings I saw. That drying on board. Everything else is reactive. Just if it's bumping into stuff. It does come out of the box ready to connect to matter. More options, do not disturb, make sure you turn that on. So yeah, pretty basic, but this is a good robot budget-wise. Okay, keep in mind, price. That is a budget robot, the Q Revo S Pro. Don't pay retail. $700 is way too much. You might as well get a Mova V50 that has 10 times the advanced features and cleaning capabilities. So I got to imagine they're going to put that on a big sale during Prime Days or something. That's usually what happens. I don't know that, but I'm just guessing. So if I saw it for $400, that's going to be pretty close to where I would think. It's going to be really hard not to get the Mova P10 Pro for $400. It has side reach and side brush and mop reach. But Roborock makes great robots. It's a great entry level. Not Mova P10 Pro isn't available anywhere. This Roborock may be available in more countries than others. So it's not a bad robot. It's just budget, doesn't have a lot of features, but then they can lower the price, but you still get the Roborock infrastructure. So check out my website, justadadapproved.com. I will take that to my house, live with it for 3 months. I anticipate it doing okay. It's not going to be the best robot. You're going to get some hair wrap. Not going to be the best for dogs and the like. And obstacle avoidance is going to be a little weak on it. So again, justadadapproved.com. That's where you can find all my reviews, all my robot vacuum cleaners, my scoring system, my data card. These are the data points I think are important. We see all kinds of numbers. A lot of those numbers don't mean anything. When I have purchased 200 robot vacuum cleaners, and these are the things that I find important. And these are that data sheet right there. That's what distinguishes robot between robot. And so I hope let me know what you think of that data sheet. I think it works pretty good. So again, check out my website, justadadapproved.com. Let me know what you think of this new first look style, a little bit shorter. If you need help setting that up from the beginning, I have probably 20 videos on Q Revos. Setting that up to Wi-Fi is not going to be any different than a standard Q Revo. So just check those videos out. Again, I'm not walking people through every single setting, every single setup procedure, but I do think people want to see what the features are on it when I first get them. And let's just do a first clean on them. Let's just see how this thing does. So again, thanks everybody. If you could, please like, subscribe, and thanks everybody for watching. If you found this video helpful, hit the like and subscribe button. Also check out where you can find all my approved products on my website, justadadapproved.com. You'll see a little link to it here at the end of the video. If you click on that, that's going to take you right to my website.